Okay, so this is our next little project. It's our dining room light, which is rather a nice thing we bought a few years ago now, and fitted with LED lights that are supposedly not serviceable. A month or so ago it stopped working and I took it to bits, and since all these crystals are individual and fall out, as you can see, it's quite a job to take it to bits. And then inside you have one, two, three, four, five, six of these little LED cards, each containing 4 capsule LEDs like this, and it wasn't working, so I did some testing and I found that one of the LEDs had gone defective, and I found that one of the LEDs had gone defective. I removed it and I bridged it, believing that one LED in 24 wouldn't make a lot of difference. Put it all back together, it worked, and I thought that was that for a little while. But a month or so later it stopped working again, so presumably one of these LEDs is also gone defective. But this time I'm not going to try and find the defective one and repair it, because I think they're probably at the end of their life now. And so I've just managed to find these LEDs online, which really surprised me, and I've ordered 30 of them, and we're going to try and repair it. So once they're delivered, I shall be doing a bit of soldering and we'll see if it works. Okay, so after a couple of weeks of waiting, my LEDs have finally turned up. There they are there, little packets like this, £11 for 30. This is for the dining room light. These are the bases. I've already removed all the old LEDs for those, and I'm securing each base to a piece of wood so it doesn't move around whilst I'm doing the business. So the idea is that what we're going to do is we're going to use some of this here thermal glue. Yeah, use the thermal glue to stick each LED onto its little heat sink in turn, with a little bit of flux on the contacts, and then once the glue's gone off so I don't knock them with the soldering iron, I should be able to solder them in place. Okay, so there's a base which I've just stuck the LEDs down onto with the thermal glue. The LEDs are of course polarized, and though it's very difficult to see, actually on the end of each of the little tiny tabs it is marked with a positive and a negative, which is handy, and the base plate is similarly marked, so hopefully I shan't get that wrong. Okay, but that's the first one soldered, and I just tested it with a good old 12-volt battery charger, because there's 4 LEDs there, 12 volts across that, just about right, and it works, so that's a real bonus. Okay, so that's all 24 LEDs soldered into place on the base plates. Those have now got to be fixed onto this ring and wired, and then after that, that there box full of crystals has got to be put back, and that's all a bit fiddly, but we'll see how it goes. That's the base plate reassembled and wired up. So far so good. We'll see when it comes to putting it together. Alright, the top plate is now assembled to the bottom plate loosely. Now what we've got to do is insert that lot into those one at a time. Okay, so that's all the crystals back into place. The only thing that is left to do is to put it up and give it a go. There we go, job done. Took a little longer than I anticipated because I knocked a wire out while I was putting the crystals in and didn't notice, so I had to take it apart again. But there you go, job done.